Welcome to the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast. My name is Michael, but you can call me Kaiser. My co-host is the Vegeta Preacher. He's currently in the center of the sun right now. This man is unleashing the fattest Final Flash ever seen. Okay? It's Sky, everybody. How you doing?
What's up? What's up? Actually, is this Super Vegeta? I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's also because what time is it right now? It is 7:42 p.m. Eastern, and it's still like bright as shit. So
Yeah.
that's also why it's like that.
Josh did let me know that it looks like I came from a golf tournament. I thought that was, just a little hurtful. No, I'm
good
joking.
thing.
No, I know. Well, I have clubs. I can't play. I haven't actually played. I have them. They were handed down.
Have you ever been to a driving range?
I have been to a driving range. That's a blast.
It is. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I went for,
one
a
time.
bachelor party or whatever it was.
Ooh. Yeah, one time we had this thing in high school. It was like grade 12, this next weird gym class where you spend 2 weeks at a time at different places outside of school doing a physical activity. So we did kickboxing for 2 weeks. We did a few different things. One was golfing. So we did a little mini putting and we did a driving range. Never like an actual full game. And so I remember at the time there was this person that, I had a little crush on her at the time. I'm not going to lie. All right. This is grade 12. I'm a single man, and she goes, do you want to come? And because it was like two people could do at the same spot. And then there were walls. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And I'm like, at one point she plays hockey. So I go, give me a pass for a one-timer. The dumbest idea ever. I almost decapitated a man and I hit a window because the ball rolled through. I basically sliced it and it went pew, sideways, and then it hit a window on the side of the building. So, basically, point is, I won't be the next Tiger Woods, but I am your host for today's show. Today, we will be talking about Dragon Ball GT. What are some of the things they potentially did well? What are some of the things that we hope that they bring into fruition, into the canon realm? We're going to see Josh has a few. I have a few. I know we're going to start with some honorable mentions. But for starters, we're going to say hi to some of the folks in the chat. So right now we got Alexa. How you doing? Yeah, those weeks were so fun. We did that too. Yeah, that's true. And then Mom get Mom get there well, Alexa. I'm sorry. I don't quite understand. No, I'm not trying to make jokes. I don't know why this man's laughing. I'm just genuinely. Oh, of course. Okay, so yeah. There's been some travel in the family, so we're checking in, seeing have they gotten there well. Yes, she has gotten there all right. She's doing all right. Alexa, yes. Me and Alexa, we love. I think you and me got to have some fun. You, me, Sabrina, Alexa, we got to go out this summer, play some sports. We got to shoot some balls around, throw some balls around. I don't know what you guys like doing, but something like that. That we love doing that, going to parks, getting some snacks, and just spending hours outside. So there's some great spots in Toronto. I know around you too.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, and definitely not where you're from. Like where your area is. Not where you're from, but like there's probably not as many spots.
That sounds so bad. Okay, well, before Josh gets us canceled for I can't even count anymore. We are going to get started now. Josh, I just realized my show notes were on my phone, the phone that was dead, that is dead, but I know everything. I'm good. I want to start off with honorable mentions. Josh, do you want to start off with maybe one of your it'd be cool, but maybe not like part of your core three. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I did that.
I would say.
What?
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh. Did you prepare for this at all?
No, I did, but I prepared for like 4 ones that I was gonna use. I don't know which one to use now for the
Okay,
honorable mention.
so one of the four, basically. Just give me one of the four,
Oh,
if you can.
okay, so I guess the honorable mention will be the most boring one. Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, that was one of my honorable mentions as well. I share that one. I mean, look, it at the end of the day, I think people are getting annoyed of hearing about it. But Josh, at the end of the day, it has to be one of the coolest designs ever done. And I understand it's not by Toriyama's pen, but it is incredible and inspired by Toriyama, of course, his penmanship. So take that as you will. Incredible design, and I do honestly think that there's enough fan love for it, Josh, that we will see either the form, probably not the form, but I think the design of it referenced as something else. I think we'll see those elements, whether it's the red underlines, whether we see Tails come back in some sort of way. I don't know. But I do think that they will pay homage, and I think maybe we see that sooner than later. Maybe they take an opportunity with Daima. And one thing with Daima, and I'm going to throw in my honorable mention here as well, I had a sweet spot in my heart for Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku in GT. And so that's my little honorable mention. I hope we get to see a Super Saiyan 3. I'm sure we probably will.
He looked so weird to me.
I know. Maybe I know. I understand.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
His hair's as long as he is tall. I get it.
Yeah. It's just funny. It's not actually bad. It's more funny than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad. It's not. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4, 100%. I think that honorable mention. But there's something I think is more important than Super Saiyan 4. But Super Saiyan 4 has this as well.
Okay.
In itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I want you to. I'm really curious to know what your friggin' things are. Oh my goodness. Okay. So wait, do you have 4 more or do you have 3 more? You still have. Okay, cool. In the chat, we got some applause from It's a Beanie. Thanks for jumping out. Appreciate you, Alexa Tap. Gerald's in the chat as well. Thank you, Gerald. We have 6 folks in the chat off the bat, so thank you for jumping in. We're about to jump in to our main topic of the day. And that is, I actually totally jacked that. I can't lie. That's straight up from Kind of Funny. I appreciate and admire you guys. Our topic, again, Dragon Ball GT. What are things that we'd like to see brought in? Or things that we appreciated, things that were just really well done. What did they do well? You can kind of take it however you want. But we're really kind of giving GT some flowers today. And Josh, I want you to give me your first of 3 for things for that. I'm not gonna say all that again.
I'm going to start off with the grittiness of all the characters in GT. So I think the art style of GT was actually really well done. I think there was a very more fierce look to a lot of the characters. Mostly, I mean, even Pan as a kid looked a lot more fierce and gritty. I think Super Saiyan 4, again, which is one of those things. I think the thing about Super Saiyan 4 for me is I don't think it's only Super Saiyan 4 itself that makes a very badass form. I think it's actually the art style done in GT. So what I mean by that is if we saw Super Saiyan 4 in like the Super anime that we just saw like in 2017, I don't think it would have looked as good like at all. I think it would have looked very not childlike, but it would look babied down a little bit, and a lot more softer on the edges. And that's the thing about GT. It was very rough on the edges. Like the drawings were all rough. Even the fighting was rough.
That's such an interesting perspective.
I don't know. I just really like that the most. But the people, I would say that the ones that really, really had it for me, even though they weren't good characters, but design wise, were Gohan. I thought was a good one. Oob, I would say. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I would say Vegeta. These are all really, really good characters that had, well, not good characters in GT, but had like that gritty look that I really, really liked.
Okay, I really like that. One thing I've been seeing a lot on Instagram recently is things that happen. So, for example, Dragon Ball in the art style of Dragon Ball Super Broly, right? Seeing things like that in the art style, of course, Dragon Ball has been no stranger to playing around, especially recently in recent years. But yeah, I mean, going back to GT, I've seen some really interesting conversions that way,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. There's something like you said, the roughness, almost like the softness.
Yeah.
Like if you were to throw it up on an OLED screen, I don't think it would matter because I don't think the blacks are super dark. You know what
It's
I
weird
mean?
because I feel like they added like particle effects to like the drawings almost.
Yeah, yeah,
That kind of gave it, but
like
it was very
atmosphere.
subtle. Yeah, yeah, it was subtle, but like it made everything a lot more brutal and rough, and it just looked really good. And don't get me wrong, I think Dragon Ball Z does it at its finest, but in terms of doing something after Z, and obviously the topic being GT, I think that's one thing GT really nailed is like that transition from Z to GT was like, well, we're still keeping that really gritty look that we still got from Z. You know, the more fierce eyebrows, not the round ones, the sharp edges, right? Everything was a lot more sharp. That and it looked more serious. Like Dragon Ball at that point was a lot more serious. So if there are people here in chat as well, or just any listeners on Spotify, shout out to Spotify listeners, by the way. Um, the if you have not watched Super yet, Super does have a lot, like especially the drawings. It's a lot softer. Like you can tell, like Goku looks a lot softer, Vegeta looks a lot softer.
Yeah,
Everything's but it's not like Z or GT at all in that sense. So I think that's something that I really miss.
yeah.
And that's one thing that I'm okay Daima's not doing just because of how Daima's being brought in. It's giving us like the Dragon Ball kind of look, which I'm cool with. That's different. But like if we
Yeah,
were to
but
get like
yes
Super
and
come
no.
back,
Like I'd say like in the villains, yes, but then in the way Goku looks, it's not very similar. Like of course his hair is his hair, but I mean you have like in Dragon Ball, Goku was round.
yeah,
You know
oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But
But that's
like
my
in the
point. He wasn't like sharp. It
yeah,
wasn't he wasn't sharply drawn, and I feel like that.
I see.
I hope Super comes back eventually for like the Moro and Granola arc. And there are things that happen. We'll try to keep that spoiler free because this is GT. But like there are things that happen in Super, post anime that it's like brutal. Like there's actually like brutal scenes. Like and I feel like with how was currently drawn or like was previously drawn, it wouldn't fit well thematically. So I was like,
Yeah.
I hope they bring it at least something close to what Z or GT was. At least something close.
You know, jumping off of that, just saying like the Super Saiyan 4 was one form we were talking about, right? And when you're talking about like that straight edge look, you just got to look in the eyes of Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta and you can see it. Like
Yeah.
it is very cool. I
Even
really
Baby.
loved even Baby, and Baby is potentially part of what I'm going to talk about next. But I want to jump into the comments. We have a couple here. So we have T-Bird in the chat saying, "Hey, how you doing? Didn't know that emoji existed. I kicked my camera." That looks better. Gerald's in the chat. He says, "I will make GT great one day, even if it's the last thing I do." Gerald, if you do that, you be a real one.
We'll
Be a
make
legend.
We'll make GT Super.
Yo, Dragon Ball Gerald's translation GT.
Amen.
We're gonna make that happen.
Let's do
We're
it.
gonna make that happen. Okay, so we have 7 viewers in the chat. Thank you so much for jumping in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't hit on that already. I'm gonna jump into my first. I'm gonna start from a very interesting place. I don't think this is something that you considered. I hope it isn't, because I'd love to blow your mind. So when it comes to Baby, okay, unfortunately, we had a lot of characters that hadn't done anything because the world had been at peace for a very long time. So when Baby was starting to take over people, we had a weak Goten, a weak Gohan, even unfortunately a weak Vegeta. And so, yeah, we got a cool Super Saiyan 4 form out of that. But I mean, if you had Baby jumping in now and you have him taking over Broly, you have him taking over Beast Gohan or taking over Orange Piccolo, it would be unreal. That would be so cool. I've been seeing some really cool art, and I got to make sure to link this maybe later on in the show, where this one artist takes different inspirations. For a while he was doing if Boo were to absorb this person. and then this is what they might look like. It was really, really cool. It was like a carousel post. You kind of slid along. And now they started doing one with Baby, and it's like Android 18 if she got taken over by Baby. It was so cool. All these different arts. I got to share it with you, Josh, but in general with the chat. And yeah, now I'm just wondering, like, if we were to have Baby take over Broly or something, that would be nuts.
That'd actually be pretty sick. But you know what's interesting about the whole Baby conversation is that Lil Trey's not in the chat right now, but we actually totally forgot Lil Trey was a Tuffle because it's been a while for GT, and we actually got a little bit of that in Kakame when they were kind of diving into Tuffles when Bulma and that I forgot who that person was. One of the people in Universe 6 was talking. But anyways, yeah, like we got.
I think you just said that Lil Trey is a truffle, or what are they called?
Tuffles.
Tuffle. I think you said Lil Trey. Lil Trey is a tuffle, but I think you meant to say Baby is a tuffle.
Sorry. Yeah. Hey, if Lil Trey is here, that is a compliment. I would rather be a tuffle.
That's cool. That's cool.
Tuffles are pretty strong. I just like that. You know, they wanted revenge on the Saiyans and stuff too. I mean, it actually puts some sort of revenge story that makes sense. It doesn't feel like, now I know I'm gonna hurt people's feelings here, but does it just feel like a Cell kind of villain where it's like, okay, I suck one, I suck two, and now I'm perfect. And it's just like, okay, dude, like you know how to suck. That's cool, bro. But like you know how to suck, and you know how to suck as a villain. I don't know what to tell you.
No matter the situation,
Cell's not a
he
good
knows how
villain,
to suck.
basically, is what I'm saying. Anyways,
inaccurate.
No, I'm joking.
I'd say
I've praised Cell. I do like. I think
you praised Cell. Our last short had you praising Cell. It was you saying, clarifying to be like,
oh yeah, that was great.
You're like, oh yeah, not Android Saga, not Cell Saga. Just to clarify, you were saying that Cell Saga is probably like I think you've kind of listed it as maybe top 3 for you, right?
Of all, I mean, we're getting back into Dragon Ball, so this might change again because I have one Dragon Ball arc in my top 3 that I remember though. But everyone always talks about the 21st. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to even finish that sentence, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's like a 21st something arc in Dragon Ball because I know we have some viewers here who will be watching. And it's just like everyone always talks about that one, and I know one part of that that I vividly remember. But like I told you, I haven't read Dragon Ball in years, and even then, like when I was reading, I was just like quick. So it's been a while. Anyways, yeah, Cell would probably be my 3 or 4, I would say.
Okay.
But yeah, Baby is interesting because he actually had a motive that, and it was good. Like we got into GT, and with all due respect, the first arc for me just felt like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about because it arguably had one of the best, like it could have had so much potential because if they actually went to places that actually had strong people or had they don't even have to be strong, and we've gotten this before even in Super when Vegeta goes to planet Yardrat. These people do not have to be strong if they have some sort of interesting stories, or like the Ceruleans, for example. Ceruleans are really cool. They're not strong, they're weak. But if you get like you go to these planets and you understand how they do things, or they have cool abilities, and this is why they live this way, and we get this big world building, then I think that first arc gets a lot more interesting. But then we get to something like Baby, and the Baby arc, almost all of it is, I'm not gonna say perfect, but it's a very solid arc from beginning to end, because GT only has about 60-ish episodes if I remember correctly. And the Baby arc consists of 13 of them, 14, or maybe a bit more. I'd say like 18.
I think it was a good chunk. Yeah.
Because because the last arc is, I think, the longest or whatever. But we get like I was just saying, but we get a villain with a motive, and it's just like, okay, cool. This is already a great story. What does he do? Okay, I'm gonna take control of you. He takes control of Gohan. Gohan beats the shit out of Vegeta, takes control of Vegeta, and it's just like, okay, we're getting kind of like some sort of Majin thing happening again, but in this instance, he actually can't control it. This isn't something Vegeta can just control. And then we get, I hope this is not on your list, but this is why I love the Baby arc too, and just Baby as a whole, is that we get the Golden Uzaru. That's just the golden giant ape. It's just so cool, bro.
Oh, that's a really good point. Okay.
Having like the giant golden ape is just so freaking cool. And it's like, even till this day, seeing it is just like, yo, I wish this was here. And with the mohawk, dude, like, dude, it
So
looks
cool.
so good. It looks so good.
It is the coolest looking ape we've gotten so far, and it led to the coolest looking form.
Yeah.
We have some comments in the chat. We got Gerald coming at us with a really good name, Dragon Ball Quack, DBQ. I think would be solid. I think we should have. Let me see. I think they should have. I think they should have sent more people at once to different planets instead of only Goku, Pan, and Trunks. Very true. Yeah, I think like if they had more of an inclusive show, like it would have been interesting if they had like the adventures of Gohan and Goten in that. Like if you add those guys to it, maybe it would have been really fun. But you know, we didn't get maybe Bulla, if Bulla wasn't who they made Bulla in the show. Cool character design, but wow.
What the fuck? Why did they do what she was wearing? Why? She's 9 years old, guys.
Oh, she was 9.
She's 9 fucking years old, bro. Let's do better.
That's ridiculous. And the guys were honking. And
do you remember that driving scene? Yeah, man.
Where Vegeta kills those civilians.
Good job, Vegeta, by the way. Yeah, GT's kind of fucking
crazy.
bad. GT, like if there's like certain parts of GT, that actually is worse than Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball, like and I don't want to get too crazy with this, but like Bulma is 16, and it's the legal age in Japan, whatever. So the way things there, it went by, basically is what I'm trying to say. It went by in Japan, and it got by in the West as well. There are things in GT that should just not go anywhere close to fucking, like, it should not be there, like, at all. And Bulla's design, perfect. Her outfit, what the fuck was that? Please, whoever fucking did that, dude, I hope you're behind bars, bro. That's all.
And having guys drive up to the car and hit on her.
Yeah.
At 9 years old, it was pretty fucked up as well. Okay, we have one more comment and then we're going to move on. Gerald says, imagine Piccolo, Pan, and Gohan together. Oh, dude. Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, and Goten, and so on would have been amazing. Yeah, like there would have been such interesting crews, and yeah, Gohan, Piccolo, and Pan would have been awesome. Josh, what do you have in your mind?
I'm sorry. I'm actually, Gerald, that's one of my favorite things I've seen in our chat. I'm actually gonna write this down. And Michael, we should talk about this at some point, not in this stream, just in the future.
Okay.
I think there's something there.
Ooh. I think I know where I have an idea of where your mind's at.
There's something there. And even now there's something there more now than anything.
Yeah.
I really like this. Cool. That's a really good, Gerald. That's really good.
Very cool. Question for you, Gerald. See if you can answer this for me. Where was Piccolo in GT? I don't remember him at all.
In hell.
Was he in hell?
Yeah, I think he was in hell for most of the arc, or most of GT.
Why? Because of his sins and stuff?
Dead. Who killed him again?
But he was sent to hell?
Yeah, he didn't get he got his body back, but he stayed in hell, like Vegeta. So Vegeta, Piccolo were the only two people who were sent to hell who got their bodies back, kind of thing. But that body back thing got like changed so many times because so many people had their bodies. We saw Frieza, we saw all of them watching the Boo saga, or the Boo fucking fight, and they all had their bodies. So it didn't mean anything.
I love that stuff. That was so funny.
That's so funny.
Watching in hell.
Frieza and Cell were like pissed off.
Okay. So that's that. Josh, I want your second one now. What's your next thing from GT that you appreciate, you want to see maybe?
Here we go. Spotify listeners are going to get pissed the fuck off. And I say that more because they can only hear. Kid Goku. Yeah, I said it. Kid Goku.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I totally feel that.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe.
I just like Kid Goku. I think the reason why people didn't like it was because he didn't want to turn back. I think that's the biggest thing too. Is I think the issue with it being Kid Goku is that you think it doesn't get serious, but it completely is serious. Like the whole time in GT, it's still serious. Like, but it's still goofy. Like, for example, when he turns into a kid again, like the first like 2 or 3 episodes, it's hilarious because Chi Chi's like, bro, what is happening? It's and it's kind of cute too because Chi Chi is kind of like reminiscing to like when she first met Goku, and it's just like, oh, dude, like that's such a good moment when they first meet in Dragon Ball. And it's just like, oh, like, and you could tell Chi Chi's like, oh my gosh, like what happened? This is how you used to look. It's just really
It's
cool.
cute.
It's a very cute like interaction you kind of get in GT, and that's some things that GT had really good going for them too. Is like these interesting interactions, which is something I kind of added to this Kid Goku thing, but it's not actually Kid Goku only. It's the dynamic with like everybody. So be it Vegeta and Goten
Yeah.
interactions, Goten interacting with the woman that he was talking to. I just loved how human, and I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I actually loved how human Goten was. It was like he was still obviously strong, but like he was just living a normal life. And and the reason why I didn't mind that and compared to Gohan was because Gohan said, "Nah, I don't need to train." Whereas Goten was like, "Oh, like whatever, bro. I'm just talking to some girl, whatever." But like he ended up going anyway, right? He's like, I gotta talk to 1 or 2 girl. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? This guy's a player. What the hell? But and like the whole Vegeta mustache thing, like that's great. Like,
Oh,
come on, like
so
that's
good.
that's one of the best parts of GT. But yeah, I just think Kid Goku, and I think what makes Kid Goku even better is the fact that he is a kid, and then when he turns Super Saiyan 4, he actually like turns into an adult. I think that's hilarious.
I agree. I I wonder if they're going to pay homage to some of those like moments in GT, like as much as they might be wanting to steer away from wanting to feel like GT. I wonder if they're going to pay homage like they have to a lot of stuff that wasn't canon in the past. I'd love to see them do some of that if they can kind of get over themselves a little bit and just kind of allow the fans to have a moment with it. I think that would be really, really, really cool.
Hmm.
I'd love to see that interaction with Chi Chi in a canon world. Like I want to see where that goes. But yeah, I really like that. That's
I
a really
think
good point. I love Kid Goku.
And here's the thing too. I will say this real quick, but like I think people would have loved Kid Goku if it wasn't all of GT. I think if they're like, okay, after this arc, you're able to beat fucking like let's say peel off hired baby or whatever. You defeated baby. Now you can do this or blah blah blah. You can wish yourself back. Okay, wish me back. Blah blah. And then we head into like the other arc. That's fine.
Yeah.
Uh, Having it the whole way through, I think, is why people really didn't like it.
And that's why I
Honestly,
think Super Saiyan 4 was so important.
yeah.
It was
Even though it
such
makes
an
no
important
sense,
moment.
even though it makes no sense, their whole argument is like because he has so much power, he reverts back to his original self. I'm like, well,
It's too much to contain in
yeah,
the
it's like
small
that makes
body.
no sense because it's like he was wished to that. So there's no
Like, shouldn't he just be like a larger kid?
That's what it should have been because
Yeah.
he was wished back to a kid. There is no such thing as adult Goku now. That's not a thing. You have to wish him back to it. So it's like I didn't get that, but it's fine. Sometimes there can be some bullshit. Like I have no
It
issues
was
with
okay because we liked it.
yeah, and not only that though, but like this might be a hot take, but I think it's okay for like shows to like pull like do ass pulls sometimes. Like as long as it's like a good ass pull. Like it has to be a good ass pull. Like you gotta wipe with
Okay, you're
Charmin
saying
extra
ass pull
soft.
too much, but yeah. Oh,
Like you got
Charmin extra
if
soft.
you're not wiping with Charmin extra soft, I don't want it, bro. If you're doing with like the fucking brown paper that you get at fucking cafeterias, get the fucking shit
Oh,
out of here, bro.
bro, that's low grade sandpaper.
That's terrible, dude. That's terrible. Like you need some Charmin extra soft and some wet wipes, and you're good to go, bro.
Wet wipes are key. If you don't have that in your bathrooms right now, you better consider it. Okay, my next one is Super Oob. So the whole moment with Oob and Boo was beautiful. I
Yeah.
would love to see that happen. I would love to see the integration of a Mr. Satan emotional, what do you mean Boo's going to be gone, kind of moment. Like I'd love to see them play off of that. I think there's a lot of potential there for some really beautiful moments and really cool moments. Because the one in GT alone was really cool, and
Yeah.
bless you, and for Oob to come out after getting whooped by Baby. Also, one thing I really loved about Oob, and I think Oob overall, I think agree, but Oob was really cool in that I got such Goku vibes from Oob because he was so resilient. Even when he was getting whooped by Baby, he was a get up and keep going kind of guy.
Yeah.
Really, really liked the way they played with Oob for the first time to actually have him, play a little bit. And that moment I thought was so cool. Love the design. Love the moment he got to have in the Baby saga. I wish he got to have more of an impact, but I mean, like more of an impact later on as well. But it is what it is, and I hope we get to see some more, and I think we will. And it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, we got to do something about this eventually. Talk about like what Super more has to offer, and I think Oob is a big part of that. So, in canon territory too, right? Because in GT he was really good, and it wasn't even written or even some sort of like concept to be that much older for like Toriyama's vision and what Toriyama has probably told Toyotaro. Because I'm one to think that Toriyama has probably like notes or something of like what he would have wanted or whatever. I feel like writers always do that. So hopefully Oob is part of the future because Oob was a great character, especially older. I'm not big on the kid Oob personally. It's hard to take him serious. But when he gets to like the teens or like even like 11, 12, oh, I'm so down for Oob.
So I think some people don't know who Oob is. Maybe. Is that what the chat's saying, or did I say something that
No,
was
I think
really
it's
inappropriate?
the asses.
Oh, the ass pull. Yes.
Yeah. And wiping
Yes.
and stuff.
And the wiping, the Charmin extra soft.
Yeah.
This episode of the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast is sponsored by no, it's not. Okay, so that was mine. That was Oob. Josh, shoot at me. Who is your number 2? What is your number 2?
3, you mean?
Is it 3 for you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3. Yes, we're closing in here, guys. Last one for both of us. Josh, what is your
All
number
right,
3?
this is my last one here. I saved the best for last. I think the Shadow Dragons concept was the best concept in the whole of GT. As much as I love Baby, I think the Shadow Dragons concept was really well done. I think the execution was poor, though. Absolute piss fucking poor. I think the issue is you have only 3 of the dragons who were actually a major part of the story. You had the ice one. You had Nova. You had I'm trying to remember the other. What's the ice one called, guys? Let's see. Let me see if I can get that out real quick. Shadow Dragon.
I'm going to pull up the photo for the chat.
Sure. But yeah, the Shadow Dragons, there were, let's see. But yeah, like the green one was useless. For example, the purple one was useless. There's this other one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it's not on there, but I think we can both agree, like, no, you have it on there. You have it on there. I didn't have it on there.
Yeah.
I would love to see them play with this concept again. I thought it was such a cool idea.
It makes sense too. It's like
it makes so much
use it once a
sense.
year, but you're using the Dragon Balls way more than that.
For selfish wishes, they could do this again because they've queued it up with Bulma and her ridiculous wishes. Yeah, I have it up on screen. We have all those dragons. I don't remember the purple one. I remember the green one.
You know which one I don't remember at all? The
what?
other one. The one on the left with like the weird head thing.
The one that looks more like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her vaguely. The fight started around water, but that's all I remember. That's all I remember. I don't know if Goku... No. He definitely did have Super Saiyan 4 by that point. So Josh just decided he's done with the show. This has now become a one-man show. So let me tell you. Omega Shenron and this whole... You're looking at the photos of the dragons. That is basically the end of GT. The man standing in the middle on the rock, that is the final villain that you get in GT. One of arguably, definitely heavily agreed to be the strongest point of GT. It built towards the coolest moments with the Super Saiyan 4, with Goku, with Vegeta, Bulma getting respect. The villain was so cool. The fight dragged on just enough, and you got cool moments with these other Shadow Dragons leading up to it. It was honestly so cool. If you're someone who hasn't seen Dragon Ball GT or hasn't seen it for a long time, highly recommend you go back and watch. At the very least, this point in time, maybe the baby arc as well. That was really cool. I remember when Goku was fighting that top left corner guy, and Josh is going to come back and remind him. Josh, do you remember when Goku was fighting the orange or gold guy and he was blind?
Yeah, I was actually gonna talk a little bit about that. That fight was awesome.
So cool.
What's their names? Nova and what's the other one? The ice one?
Oh yeah, I probably should have looked. Oh, I have it here. Oh wow, I wish they made the image bigger. Hold on. I can pull it up. On the Dragon Ball Wiki. This episode is brought to you. No, I'm joking. Okay, we have. Oh, I thought I had it. Okay, so they're all labeled by by stars. Okay, so the 1-star dragon, Shin Shenron. 2-star dragon, Haze Shenron. 3-star dragon, Eyes Shenron. 4-star Nova.
Oh, ice. So ice and Nova. Okay.
Yeah, Nuova. 5-star is Rage Shenron. 6-star is Oceanus. Yes, again, this is the one that we were talking about. Oceanus is that Shenron that we saw. And then, of course, we have, and then the 7-star is Neutron Shenron. And I believe, isn't it in the culmination of those dragons that creates Omega?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's really cool. I really like that point. I'd love to see more of this concept implemented somehow, for sure. Even if it's like through like some of the stuff that we've seen recently with like the large Super Dragon Balls, Super Dragon, that would be really cool too.
Something like that where it's like, imagine if it was, you've used the Super Dragon Balls twice in a year, like because it's so like big and it can do anything you want, and then that's like the next arc after the Frieza one or something, like after Z, and it's like now you have 7 dragons, whatever, and then one combined, so it's 8 in total later on. So then you get like 8 opponents, bro. And what's crazy is you can even have it where it's like Goku doesn't beat any of the 7, but he ends up beating the 8th one after in the end or something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like give everyone their, get Vegeta to beat the strongest of the 7, and then get, let's say, him and Goku like fucking like go all at it with the one combined or some shit like that, and then eventually Goku gets to, let's say, 1 step above or whatever, and he barely wins or something. Like that'd be sick. That'd be so cool. I think we cooked up something, bro, after Black.
I think we cooked something up. The way I see it, okay, because everyone's got their own personal take, I think. I would love to see it be like we get the Gogeta fusion actually do it this time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With the Big Bang Kamehameha. That would be really cool to me. But yes, of course, we can give Goku more flowers if that's really what you want, Josh. If you want to just give Goku more flowers, we can do that.
I'm fine with Goku winning against the main person as long as it makes sense. Like if it's forced, like for example, Res of F, it's forced.
No.
Let's see what else. I didn't even have to react to that because I knew you were joking.
Yeah.
For an example, the Universe 6 one is forced because sure it was a DQ, but it's like, I mean, to be fair, he didn't even win because Hit actually won that, so that's not, actually doesn't really count. But yeah. What?
Yeah. So Gerald says, I like the one that transforms into a lady because Pan gets to defeat her. Is that Oceanus? Is that who he's talking about? I don't remember how Pan beats her, but I definitely want to rewatch that if that's the case. That'd be really cool because
Yeah,
that's
G2
one
would
thing that
probably
I
be
think
good to
back
watch.
to. Pan doesn't get enough flowers in this show because we talk about how cool the design is. She's a cool character overall. It would have been cool if we got a bit more growth, like from a battle perspective with her. Like she is someone who, yeah, she's young, but they committed to her as being part of the trio going into combat. It would have been cool if we got more from her, more from Trunks. They
Yeah.
stayed as these scrawny, just side characters the entire time. Very useless for a lot of it. Good moments. Not going to say there weren't any good moments, but
It's
yeah,
crazy
that
to
was
think
something that
that
was
like
disappointing.
Trunks got like this bigger role in GT, and then Goten was just fucking around the whole time. It's
Yeah,
just
I
so
love that
like,
moment where Vegeta's pulling them both. You referenced it earlier, but
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
so funny.
I get back to training or some shit, right, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Josh, I'm gonna get into my last one here. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up, but Goku's not your guy, so I get it. I hope we get a times 10 Kamehameha again. I thought that was the coolest thing. And maybe it was just because I was a kid and it was a red Kamehameha and I knew
Yeah,
that it was 10 times more powerful than a normal Kamehameha because they straight up outlined it in the name.
yeah.
It was so cool. And the fact that it came with Super Saiyan 4 really amplified that. I would love to see them channel it into current day, and I could see them doing it through Kaioken. I could see him being like almost harnessing that technique, but through his ki blasts, and then
Yeah.
turning that into a multiplier effect for the Kamehameha. I think that would be the way to get it read as well from a design element, but also to get that multiplying aspect in a canon way that doesn't feel forced.
I think that's my issue with how That's one of my issues with how Dragon Ball is currently headed. Um, it's ironic though because I feel like the peak of Dragon Ball was when it was fully boxing and like the key blasts here and there, but now I feel like there's all the key like they're using key blasts now, but they're just not effective anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so it's even worse. It's like, okay, you're still putting this in the fights, but it's not doing anything. Like I'm not asking Goku to come into a fight, use a Kamehameha and just win. No, but like
No.
the Kamehameha, that's why I really liked in the anime when he used the Kamehameha against Kefla. I was like, okay, cool. He got a win with a good win with the Kamehameha. It's been a while. Like when was the last time we saw him get like a really good win with Kamehameha? It's been so long. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, actually, I can't even remember. When does he beat someone with Kamehameha, like a actual big target? I don't know. He beats Boo with the Spirit Bomb. He doesn't beat Cell. He beats Frieza with the Destructo Disc, and then the Key Blast. He doesn't beat. Who does he beat?
I don't think he beats anybody. Maybe I'm for sure in Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball, for sure, he's probably beaten multiple people with it.
The only person I remember him beating, I'm trying to find it, one from Z, but I think he beats. I don't want to say it. There's people in chat, but there's the green dude in Dragon Ball that did something to someone else. I think he does the Kamehameha on him. He's a musical instrument. His name Tambourine. Do you remember him? He's the one who kills.
Tambourine. Hold on. I just got the literal instrument.
I think.
Hold on. Don't
he.
say anything. Oh yeah. Oh yes, I remember who he does something to.
Doesn't Goku beat him with the Kamehameha? I swear it's the only one he's ever beaten with the Kamehameha. I actually think that's I wait, I think that's actually I think he beats him with the Kamehameha.
Okay, so I
See.
can't say I don't want to say it. I have the answer in front of me because there are people in the chat that we obviously don't want to say anything about. But
Can you just say
yeah,
how many people Goku has beaten with the Kamehameha?
no, but I have the answer to your tambourine question. Okay,
Oh.
so let me. Because wait, was that Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball.
That's Dragon Ball, right? Okay, so how many people has Goku beaten with the Kamehameha? I hate writing this Kamehameha.
It's been so long. I feel like Dragon Ball, he's probably gotten quite a few wins. But I think he beats that person I showed you with
I
it.
don't think he beats anybody in Dragon Ball Z with the Kamehameha.
Yeah, because the only thing I remember in Z was he uses it against Frieza's what is it called? Nova something. Nova Blast. I think it's called Nova Blast. Frieza uses, and then Goku uses a Super Kamehameha to match it or some shit.
Yeah.
And then I think he beats that, or he wins that clash. But that just gets Frieza like a lot lower. But overall, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He doesn't beat
it's
him.
you're right, and there hasn't been enough of it. And like you said, the Ki Blast doesn't have to be the finishing blow, but even to have moments where it has an impact is so satisfying as a viewer. Like when we have Vegeta charging up the final flash for 3 days, and then not really, but geez, did it take forever? He's charging up the final flash. The hype is building with it, and then he fires it off, and you see the kind of damage it has on Cell. No, like obviously it doesn't accomplish what he wants to accomplish, but it is wow. Okay, wow, that was unreal. Now, here's the thing, Josh. I just had a thought. Did Goku beat someone with the Kamehameha in Dragon Ball Z? But his son did.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
his son-
interesting?
His son's ass at it too.
One hand, dude. One hand. He beats the
Okay,
guy
hold
with
on,
the
hold on.
Kamehameha that his
Hold on,
father
hold on.
couldn't. What are you talking about?
Hold on. We're not getting into it. Wait. Are you implying that Gohan was stronger than Super Perfect Cell in that exchange?
Yeah.
Bro, Gohan.
That's why he won.
No, it's not why he won.
Oh my god, Vegeta threw a little teeny blast at him. He had
Hold on,
no energy left, dude.
hold on. Okay,
Vegeta
let me
been
ask you
getting
this. Let me ask you
smacked
this. Let me ask you
around the entire
That's cool,
time.
bro. He created an opening for Gohan to.
Okay,
Hold
he
on,
created an
hold on.
opening. Okay.
Okay. You want to go with that route, right? Okay. How about Broly's second coming? Pause.
Oh, sorry. Are you talking about when Gohan
when
has
Trunks-
a significantly better fight against Broly than Vegeta did earlier on?
Whoa! No, I'm talking about when Gohan and Goten and Goku are doing the Kamehameha against Broly.
Yeah.
How did Broly lose that exchange? That
Because
small
the
little
three of
Trunks-
them were doing a
the
Kamehameha.
that small little Trunks Ki Blast that created an opening that he threw up there to mirror the same thing Vegeta did to Cell. That's literally what they did in that movie.
That's cute,
Okay.
but it wasn't necessary. With
Hold
the
on.
three of them together in the Kamehameha, it wasn't necessary.
That might be a bit more of a stretch, but the Cell when he literally felt it, he goes, oh, like he literally stops for a second, and then
Yeah.
Goku says, "Now, Gohan, now!" And then that's when he goes, and there's too much momentum.
Okay.
after that.
At the end of the day, I can't argue against the fact that that is how it was written in. This is true. Okay. Vegeta creates the opening, but at the end, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is Gohan is the only one to get a Kamehameha win in Dragon Ball Z.
I'll say this right now, straight up. Gohan, after Super Perfect Cell comes back, like when he comes back, Gohan, even if Gohan was at full power, he's losing to that Super Perfect Cell.
No, not at full
He's
power.
losing. He's losing.
No, he's not.
Give Gohan the Sensu Bean, and he's losing still.
No, Gohan's winning that fight.
The only
Because
reason why
Gohan at full
power-
power played around too long. That was the whole. And okay, how does he get full? Remind my memory? It's been a while. How does Cell get to that full power again?
He basically learns instant transmission after regrowing his cells, after seeing Goku do it after he gets exploded. But it's stated somehow when he comes back, he's actually also just stronger too. Like when he powers up, Gohan's like, "Yo, I can't do this," but then he still powers up. He still powers up to like have that fight, and he keeps telling his father, "He's like, I can't do it. Like I can't do it."
Because he had one arm doing a one-handed Kamehameha against Cell with two hands. That's my whole
Okay.
thing.
And
He
you
had an
had
arm out of commission. Your boy Vegeta knows what it's like to have an arm out of commission.
and
Okay,
you had
except
Yamcha,
Gohan got it done,
Tien, Vegeta, Krillin, all of
doing
them
nothing.
firing. Oh, so they did
Vi-
not all of
Bro,
that, even though Cell was
do you
like
understand?
the nuisance.
Cell farted. He literally farted them away. Do you not remember him farting them away? He lifted his wings,
But he
and a gust came out and knocked Krillin, Yamcha. They were not doing anything.
oh
Okay,
they
I'm
were.
not.
They
Okay, we're
definitely were.
moving away.
They did something. They definitely did something. All I'm saying is this: Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 versus Super Perfect Cell is going extreme difficulty. Like it's like a 50-50.
Okay, here's my point. Cell was extremely outmatched once Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2. He is extremely outmatched. So for him to come back with a little power boost and now he knows instant transmission, I'm not saying instant transmission is not a big game changer, but what I'm saying is how much stronger does Cell need to get in order to have the kind of advantage that you're implying? All I'm trying to say is the only reason that it goes the way it goes near the end and that there's this huge hurdle is because Gohan literally doesn't have an arm, and because Gohan has lost a lot of energy, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is like, put it this way. Do you and this is how we got to think of it too. If we're in Cell's shoe, right? Like we are controlling Cell. Let's say Cell is some fucking robot, some shit, right? And we're controlling his brain.
Kind of.
I could make it so he could beat Gohan if he just used instant transmission according to how he should be using instant transmission. But the issue is, will he use instant transmission that way? Like, will he? We don't know. Is he able to do instant transmission Kamehameha like Goku did? Because if he does, Gohan is cooked. He's cooked. He's done.
Okay, so a topic for another show. A topic for another show should be in certain situations, right? So like if Gohan, let's say, you remember how Goku during his fight with Cell does an instant transmission Kamehameha, and it's like massively impactful. Let's say Cell does that, right? And he's at full power. We have Gohan the way he is at the end, and he does utilize that in a way. Boom. That could at the very least put Gohan out for long enough to end everything. At the very least. Who steps in at that point? It has to be Vegeta.
To do what? To get slapped up?
To get slapped up, but who is the best fighting chance left? It would be Vegeta, right?
You might as well just put fucking Satan in there. They're all
What if we got Trunks and Vegeta fusion?
Oh, bro, they don't know what the fusion is, though.
That's true.
Vegeta's literally getting slapped up just as quickly as Satan is at that point. Because it's just one or two hits.
Satan would last. Satan proved that he'd last way longer in the ring.
True. To be fair, he probably.
He was the first one.
He had the third best fight.
He did.
Because there was only 3 fights. He got the third best fight. Hey, man. I'm telling you.
It's true.
That guy was kind of it, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This has been a heck of a show. It's been a lot of fun talking about GT, giving it the flowers it deserves. Talking about some stuff we'd love to see. We got to see Baby. We got to see Oob. We got to see Kamehameha times 10. We got to see the Shadow Dragons. We got to see all of it. I think we're going to get 1 or 2 winks in Super Saiyan. Or sorry, in Daima. I do think we'll get a couple winks. We'll see.
Yo, I'm hoping that at the end, the last episode of Daima, we get like Moro's face at the end. Like, it's like.
What if Daima ends?
Either.
What if Daima ends with the ending
of Z?
Of Z.
Please don't. Please no. I don't want that. Because
Why?
we need it in the I need it in the manga first. It wouldn't make sense then. Because like then that would imply that we don't get Moro or Granola anymore. And it's like, yo, I need that shit animated. Like Granola, I mean not Granola, Moro and Granola need to get animated because I think the.
But what if they make the movies? Or do you think they need the time?
That could work for Granola. It wouldn't work for Moro.
Moro, yeah.
because then it's like, okay, what, you're gonna spend 3 minutes of Planet Yardrat with Vegeta? Like, I need two
How
episodes.
much are you cutting out?
Yeah, like I need 2 episodes of Vegeta at Planet Yardrat. I need um I need Android 17 and 18 fighting Moro. Like, are you just gonna cut that out? Because that was they were holding their fucking own. I need Boo fighting Moro. Like, I need these fights because that's what I mean. Like, Moro was so good. It wasn't just Goku and Vegeta show. It was
Yeah.
Boo. It was, I mean, fucking Yamcha did something. Like, everyone did something. So
Yeah, it's
and
true. In
it
order
was
to hand
really
out the
cool.
flowers accordingly.
Yeah.
This has been a heck of a show. Thank you everyone for jumping in. We have Gerald who's been in the chat. We have It's a Beanie, Alexa, T-Bird, Tap, everyone. Thank you so much for jumping in. We have one last comment coming in from Gerald. I'm going to read that now. Gohan and Piccolo versus OG73. I need that now. I agree, but it was so underwhelming to see them lose again. Like, they still lost.
Yeah.
They still lost. So for me, like, we talk about moments where Vegeta had incredible moments that Josh just couldn't sit with because Vegeta didn't get the win at the end. And for me, that is a moment where I look at in the Moro arc where I go, I wanted Gohan to do it. I wanted him to beat to do what he had to do, and he ends up losing to the lead henchman. Like, it was, I don't care if he got a little power up, he's still a henchman.
And as much as OG is cool, it's like, okay, at least at the beginning of the arc, make it so like, okay, Gohan lost, but barely lost or whatever. But Gohan's like, yo, he goes up to Piccolo, or he just does his own thing, and he's like, yo, like, I need to get strong. Like, what is this? Like, I'm just a former shell of myself or whatever. I need to train, and then he ends up beating OG73 comfortably later on. That's different, but no, he just got shit on, and that's kind of it. But yeah, guys, this was a great. And this is a quick one, but this was a great episode, nonetheless. Lot less what's it called? Yapping, I guess, but it's been pretty good. I think
There's the right amount of yapping.
Yeah, just the right amount. I think you guys will be excited for what we have coming up. And Mike and I have something planned for you guys soon.
Yes, we have a few things planned.
Oh, actually, yeah, we have quite a few things.
Yeah,
we'll talk after the show too.
Yeah,
but
yes, I'm very hungry.
I think this is our shortest actually, no, our first one.
No,
was it our first one or second one? Which one was it that we had? Like,
I mean, we're going for an hour right now. We've had episodes that were 23 minutes, 25 minutes. I remember
that when we first started, dude.
And Josh was like, dude, too short. And I'm like, okay.
But to be fair, though, those were pre-recorded, so it's a bit different.
It's true. Those were chopped and everything.
Yeah.
I think for me with the Dragon Ball fan podcast, personally, like, I like it at 45 to an hour. I think that it's easily consumable. So, depending on what it is. Sometimes we have deep dive conversations. This was a bit more casual. 3 things you liked about something. So I think it was good.
We got to do a better job at, like, on our longer podcasts, like, to just cut some things up and put it as VODs. I definitely need to start cutting a bit more up. I mean, we had a conversation, a really good one that we need to post, I think, from our last podcast. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe one from here too. Maybe we'll get that, a little snip of that Cell stuff up there.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
Hey man, this was a great one. Like I said, guys, make sure you are ready because we got content coming real soon. Like we have been saying, May is going to be our what would you call that? Like double ascended? Are we double ascending in May, or are we just ascending? And then, because I feel like if we just say we're ascending, or just, you know what I mean, then we have a lot of room of more ascension.
There's a lot of ascension, potentially a triple ascended.
Oh,
quadruple.
No. Like we got content coming out, guys, very soon. But how do you find out what will be coming out? Go to our Discord. It's right there. Scan me. Right there.
You can also find it in the description.
Exactly. And we also have an Instagram, a TikTok. Check those out as well. Michael sometimes updates on Instagram stories. I'll update on whether it is Kakume, whether it's other stuff. I sometimes post like other TikToks that are not on our schedule. You're blessed.
My goodness. Thank you.
So it's not we don't only have like just our pre-recorded shorts that come out. Sometimes I post on TikTok out of schedule as well, just random extra stuff. So make sure you check out all social media platforms. And
My goodness.
third one, you're blessed.
I'm just allergic to bullshit, which is basically what Josh speaks half the time when he's talking about Vegeta. I can't believe the stuff he was saying about Vegeta, trying to take the double away from Gohan here. But listen, we got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I heard what you said. You said that Vegeta should be the only character in the show. That's all I heard. Listen, I'm saying thank y'all for jumping in. Bless you. Thank you, Alexa, for blessing me. I appreciate you too. I feel so blessed. I feel very blessed for you guys being here, for Josh being here. Josh, thank you so much for being here on this episode, a very special episode of Dragon Ball Fan Podcast. If you guys have ideas as well, make sure to suggest those either in the comments of this video or in, again, the Discord. You can find the link in the description, or you can scan your screen right now. You can find, as you can see on the screen, the manga lookout. On Thursday, we will be reading Kakume, which is an incredible fan-made manga, so you can check out, catch up. Josh has done a great job of chopping up a lot of the episodes. If you do end up catching up, you can go right over to the live and you can find what is there and watch in the full entirety of it. But you can also wait around and see those things come up as VODs once they're ready. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope we catch you on Thursday as well. Josh, again, thank you so much for being here on the Dragon Ball Fancast with me, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Face to face and bar to bar, I learned to chase the pain and arm the scars. And my tail fire, that's a Charizard. Then we aim higher than the Taj Mahal.